Hi you guys, this is Carmen with Learning to Connect with Angels, and I'm just showing you the progress so far of my angel painting. And so this is what it's looking like. I'm working on Michael at this moment. If you saw my other video, I know I mentioned that. So that's how he's looking. I'm really happy. Alright, I have a lot of references. So my daughter was like, Michael wants you to paint him more firm, like he wants a firm face. I'm like, when I do a solo of Michael, I can give him the firm face. In the meantime, this is what I'm using. So anyway, let me sit down. I'm really sore. Okay, hi you guys. This one, I decided to do a releasing video. And I had one of my subscribers, and she was asking me about, you know, it's very hard for her to meditate due to, you know, her anxiety and stuff. So I asked her to, I've been communicating back and forth with her, so hopefully I can help her. But one of the things that makes it very difficult for us to meditate too is, you know, we always have all these things going on in our mind. You know, like we got bills to pay, something happened at work, something's happening in your life. So a lot of times it's very difficult for us to meditate because that's on our mind. And I'm going to show you guys a very simple exercise that I learned like in 97, and it really helps me. And as a matter of fact, I had read an angel book. I can't remember who it was. It was not Doreen Virtue. It was somebody else. And she had said that before she does her angel meditations, she does this releasing, you know, where you breathe in and then you picture whatever's on your mind, what's on your mind at that time that is keeping you from meditating. Because a lot of times once you acknowledge that thought, you can release it and let it go. Like it's acknowledged, let it go. And it seems to work. I know it works with me. You might find it hard to believe, but I used to be extremely hyper. I mean, I was constantly going. And I have a very mellow husband, and he's kind of like mellowed me out. So, so what she does, what this lady did, is she would close her eyes, of course, do the light and the protection. And let's say if something was bothering her, like she was angry that day, right? Something just like angered her. She would picture the word anger, take a deep breath, and as she exhaled, she would picture the word being sucked in by a through her feet by a whirlpool, and being drained by the earth and cleansed and destroyed. And then she would do it again, take a deep breath and picture the word anger, and then again as she breathed out, she would do that and picture it drain down the earth and you know, be zapped out, and that energy turned into a positive energy. And she would do that 3 times per whatever it was, and it helped me. That actually helped me a lot when I first started learning to meditate. Like I would say, oh, what's bothering me? Stress, you know, my sister, and I would do it each time. You know, I know sometimes you just want to get to the meditation, but sometimes you got to do these things so that way you can meditate. Now, another thing that I learned, this is something I did by myself, and I've heard a lot of people do it too. So I'd never heard it. I thought of this, and then I read it somewhere and somebody else did, and I was like, oh, okay, you know, it's nice to know that I'm not the only one who thinks this way. Is when you're taking a shower, especially like if you're going to work and you have all these things on your mind. So what I do is, as the water is hitting me, I, you know, put myself in the white bubble and I say, this is the divine white light, and this is cleansing shower, because you know I do have a bath one, but then sometimes we just want to go ahead and take a shower, right? Sometimes we just want to hurry up, and so water is cleansing. So I picture the shower water as it's hitting me, it's cleansing my aura, my outside aura. It's cleansing my skin, anything that is holding on to, right? And then do the same thing, like what is bothering you. Like I remember when I worked in the school, it was maybe a certain person or something you had to deal with, or like I said, someone you had to deal with, a certain situation. So just picture it and like, oh, release that stress. Like, I know I'm going to be bombarded. Just picture it and release it and see it being drained by the bathtub and the shower and going into the earth and being cleansed and zapped. That negative energy being turned into positive energy. And do that 3 times each time. And then with whatever's bothering you. And then once you're done doing that is when I'm washing myself and, you know, like my head, and I'm doing it like I'm cleansing everything. I'm clearing my crown chakra and, you know, removing all that negativity, all that negative energy, all that energy that I've picked up from people that I didn't even know. You know, when I go to, especially if you go to stores, you can sometimes pick up on people's energy. And as you're bathing yourself too and you're scrubbing your body, like picture yourself just get rid of all that negative energy, cleansing your aura. And then what I do is once I'm done doing that, and I literally picture all that negativity being zapped by the earth's core and turned into positive. It's very important that we do that, turn into positive energy, because we don't want to send out negative energy out there. And then once you're done doing that, what I do too is, and I learned this from, God, I can't remember her name, some kind of astrology school. Anyway, she would say, like, what you can do is, as you're bathing, or now you're letting the white, right? Now you're cleansed and cleared. Taking the divine white light from the top of your head, and you can go Om, and you feel that vibration going down your meridian, or you whatever it could be. So you know, it doesn't necessarily have to be Om. With me, it's usually because when I heard the angels singing, they were singing like. So I tend to do that, you know. And then what you can also do is, once you're doing that, picture the angels next to you, Michael to your right, Gabriel to your left, Uriel before you, and Raphael behind you. And what that medium or psychic used to say, she would say, Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Uriel, Archangel Raphael. You can do that as many times as you'd like. Hopefully you won't scare anyone as you're doing it, because it's like a chant. And at first chants used to scare me, but they don't scare me anymore. But you know, you can do that, or you can go with the you know, whatever helps. So, and that helps you release and clear. And as a matter, you know, when you're doing that, is you're connecting and you're balancing your chakras. You can even picture them like red, start from the bottom, red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, and white, you know. And you can do that as you're going, I always picture the angels around me, you know, like in a circle holding hands. So you can go ahead and do that, and that helps you. That's like as you're going, ah, you're connecting, you're creating that line of communication, and it can help you later on if you want to go ahead and meditate. It'll help you because it's like you've released all that's been bothering you, you know. And sometimes when you release in the morning, you still have to release in the afternoon or in the evening because you've picked up on energy, on other people's energy. So like with me, when I go to Walmart, I just get like probably not the only one, right? When you guys go to Walmart, it's so packed and it's just like I literally just want to get out of it there. And it's so weird because I'm from El Paso, and El Paso, everything is like crowded. I should be used to crowds, and now it's just like I can't. I'm like, oh God, it's really crowded. Let me just do what I need to do, and you know, or distract myself with something else. So because you tend to pick up on that energy. So this is just something really, you know, quick that you guys can do, and I hope it helps. You know, sometimes we need to. I used to work customer service and in the bank, and sometimes a lot of people tend to blame the customer representative for everything that's going on, you know. And so I used to get like, especially businesses, their secretaries used to try to call it wanting us to do stuff, but if you're not a signer on the account, we can't give you information, you know. It's the Privacy Act. It won't let, it doesn't. It's for the protection of the account holder anyway. So we would get people like get really mad at us unless your signature is on the account and you're an authorized person, and we have like they have a note saying that you can't get information, and it has to be very specific about what you can do. Well, anyway, when I used to get the secretaries call and we're like, I'm sorry, I can't give you any information due to the Privacy Act. You know, I need the account holder, and then they'd be like, oh, you dumb, stupid, beep. You know, they used to call us all kinds of stuff. And, okay, so I'd be like, release. And I used to picture draining it, going down. You know, customer service is a very difficult job to have. So I used to release. Or when I worked in school, and remember I told you guys I worked at the alternative school, and sometimes women are a little bit, girls are difficult, more difficult to deal with than boys. Boys get it over with. Girls, you know, they hold on to a grudge. So sometimes, okay, that whoever that female, it was very rare. I think my whole 3 years working there, I probably had problems with maybe, I think only one female. Only one female that I had problems with. And it was like, release, you know, and see it. So whenever somebody really frustrates you, so you don't hold on to it, release it out of your system, because what will happen is if you don't release that, and you'll have to excuse my dog, he's in here, he likes to follow me everywhere. If you don't release that, your body tends to hold on to it. Do you guys remember on one of my videos I said, like, if somebody is just nagging in the place of work and you try to keep the peace, so you're just sitting there listening, you're like, but you really want to say, you know, you're always complaining, I've had enough, you know, and like your throat literally tends to knot up. Me, I'm like a crybaby. Ever since I was a little girl, like I cry for everything, and sometimes I'm trying to be strong and I don't want to cry in front of people, and I'm like, and my throat is really like knotted up. And or sometimes my stomach, when I get really upset, my stomach tends to like do that. It's my body reacting, and I have to release that energy. If not, I can get ulcers, and I have suffered with ulcers in my stomach. So we gotta release that so it doesn't turn into an ailment. My daughter's friend, he can see auras. And he said, like, he's like, your aura is the most beautiful aura I've ever seen. That's what he told her. And he said, because I've seen people, this is funny, okay? I've seen people's auras, and it looks like they're farting. Like all these, like, brown, ugly, gucky stuff. Me, when I've seen people's auras and they're sick, I see holes in it, you know? And it's not like I look at you and I see your aura. It has to be like really quick where I see you. But when I saw my aura, and let me show you. when I did see my aura, this is what it looked like. You see all those colors, how they're all kind of like there? That's exactly what it looked like. All those colors were on there, like, you know, it was like a psychedelic video. But also when I have seen my aura too is violet. Like I'll either see the pure violet or I'll see all these psychedelic colors in there. So, but yeah, we have to clear all that, you know, so that we don't get sick, because it can. When I worked at the school and I had a teacher and I felt so bad for her, when I worked at the alternative school, the principal didn't care for her, so he was giving her the worst of the worst students, and he was giving her about 35 students per class, so she always had a full class, and I was her aide, and she was heavily medicated because she had surgery. So it was basically I was the teacher because she was not really there. And well, he was giving her about the 35 students. The other English teachers had about 3 students. And he was like, well, he told me, I'm trying to get her out of here. So, but now she's retired and stuff. I was like, this is so unfair. Anyway, because I was trying to help her and she knew what was going on. Everybody in the school knew what was going on. What was happening? I was trying to help her. I was basically carrying all her weight on my shoulders, on my back. And what ended up happening, I started having back problems. And I went to school for massage therapy. And so I showed my husband everything I knew. So he had to work on my back. And I actually had, on my sciatic area, my back had knots the size of fists, where I was holding on to all that. Finally, I was just like, please, God, get me out of here. I don't want to be in this school. I want to go back to the old alternative school I used to work for. And sure enough, the next week, they called me and they said, we need you to go back to the other alternative school. We want you back. And so I was just like, sweet. And the reason they had moved me is because there was a lot of damage. We had real bad weather, and so the alternative school I was at had real bad damage. And so therefore they had to send us to another one. Finally, they got me back, thank God. And so then I was so relieved, and I did PE then. Anyway, but yeah, and so that's why too, stretches is really good too. When you're stretching and releasing that stress, as you inhale and as you exhale, just go more into the stretch and exhale and release that stress too. This is probably where I learned to calm myself down. It wasn't yoga, it was Pilates. And it was Jennifer Crease. She would be like, take a deep breath in and exhale and fall into it. That's what taught me to relax. I tried yoga. Yoga was too difficult for me. I'm not that strong. So anyway, but yes, I really hope this helps. And I did this video because I had one of my viewers ask, like, how, you know, I have so much going on in my mind all the time. This is a good way to release that. Let it go. Let it go. Another thing you can do is picture it. Have your angels with you, right? Say Archangel Michael and Raphael if you need healing, you know, and my spiritual team, my spirit guide, everybody, and picture whatever's really bugging you and see it and put it in there, and like whatever it is, put it in a bubble, in a clear bubble, and put all that energy, take it out, breathe out, and see it, and really like from your gut out. And then what you can do is on the last breath, once you like acknowledge it and it's there, and like let it go, like I release you, and let it go and see it fly, and see the angels zap it. See that? That's a good way to release too, because everything is energy. Everything is energy. So I just wanted to share this with you guys, because I do know that a lot of us do go through a lot of stress, and you know, now I know, and especially children, unbeknown to us, you know, like some people tend not to pay attention to the children, and they think their life's perfect, and you know, they're just kids. But kids do go through stress, so this is a good way too for children to release. If somebody angered them in school, so they don't hold a grudge, let it go, because it's gonna really consume them. So just learn to let go, because our, you know how it is. So I hope this helps you guys as far as releasing, just giving you guys a little examples of how to release. A lot of people too, what you can do is write it down on a piece of paper and have your angels, picture your angels there being with you, and burning it, and see them zapping that smoke with divine white light so that it turns into positive energy, because we do not want to release negative energy into the environment. So whenever you do release anything, always see the angels zapping it with divine white light so that it turns into positive energy, so that we're not sending negative energy into the earth. So I want to thank you guys for joining me, and you guys have an awesome day, and you guys take care. Bye, you guys.